Picture this. Every headline about you starts with danger. Every story about you begins in violence. And before you've even opened your mouth, the world has already written your script. This is the reality for so many black males in Britain today. A Cardiff University study has shown that 70% of news stories about black boys and men revolve around gang violence and knife crime, which is insane when you compare it to just 40% for young people in general. That's not context. That's a costume. A costume sewn by stereotypes, stitched by fear, and worn by force. My name is Aboubacarr Bah, but everyone calls me Baka. I'm a Gambian. A filmmaker. A Muslim. I'm proudly from my side. Now, it took me years to own every one of those parts of who I am. And today, I want to show you how to strip away the labels and to rewrite your own story. I work and live just a stone throw away from this very building here today, in Mossad. And when I mention Mossad, I can almost see you hovering words over my head. Words like gang, danger, Gunchester. Am I right? These labels, ladies and gentlemen, were never mine. But they've clung to me all the same. To me, Mossad is a place where culture meets excellence. It's a place where you can get a Chinese, a curry, and some jerk chicken all in the same street. It's a house party with the best music. It's a church that actually has congregants and mosques where the youth lead the programs. It's diversity like you've never seen it before in Manchester. So to me, it's ironic how the ones who get to define us constantly do so from behind neat, cultureless desks, pressing away at keys that turn into headlines that so often divide us. You see, that's why representation matters. Because when the lens is narrow, then the world in which it shows is distorted. And that lens today is in the hands of a few. I bet you didn't know. 70% of senior film staff still come from white, privileged backgrounds. 70% privileged, white. And if you can imagine, if the ladder to the production room is that narrow, then the stories that make it to our screens are even narrower. And that matters. So, I have decided that with the narrative, we had to make a change. Because The narrative really decides where we come from. And I was born in London, nurtured in Gambia, and raised in Manchester. And when I came back to the UK from the motherland, I realized I wasn't being seen. I was being scanned. A box ticked. A statistic. That realization burned in me. But it wasn't anger. It was purpose. So I decided to pick up the camera. And through that lens, I decided to see myself the way my parents saw me. Powerful. Worthy. Strong. That same camera became my weapon of violence. My way of fighting violence, not with fists, but with the truth. And with that truth, I started to realize, how can we make change? And so, I started a journey. In university, I was given a grant of £2,000. And so, I went to uni, took the budget, and I made my first documentary. The Success of Mossad. That's right. The Success of Mossad. That project was put together on a shoestring budget with a group of volunteers. But what we lacked in finance, we made up for in meaning. And that story kind of went viral. I mean, we featured on ITV, the BBC. We even had the audacity to fill out a red carpet premiere with 1,200 people. All in one room. I mean, we had elders, counselors, funders, young people, and elders, all standing, all sharing the same purpose. But once the lights dimmed and the applause faded, I realized we were still waiting for real change. I had been with my community to the Houses of Parliament. We've sat down in meetings and discussed subjects like youth violence, gender-based harm. But once the cameras switched off, again, so did the urgency. It was another box ticked. So we stopped asking for permission. If no one was going to open these doors, we were going to go there and open them and kick them down ourselves. And our studios was born. A community-rooted production company dedicated to telling stories ethically, educationally, and authentically. Creating a hub where young people could learn media literacy, pick up filmmaking, and most importantly, take back control of their own narratives. Because the the cuts that got me should never, ever have to slice so deep for the next generation. And so, I stand here before you today, not as a statistic of crime, but instead a statistic of hope. Because I am resilient, I am strong, and I am more than my labels. And so, I ask you guys, why am I able to stand here and have such strong convictions? And when asked, I stood back and I realized I really did learn from the greatest, my inspiration, Muhammad Ali. A man who spoke in poetry, fought with purpose, and never ever compromised on his values. He reminded me that words, when spoken, can fly like butterflies, but when landed with truth, can sting like a bee. You like that one, yeah? And so, I stand here with you all today. And I think poet and activist Audre Lorde said it best. The master's tools will never dismantle the master's house. I'll say that for you one more time. The master's tools will never dismantle the master's house. So we built our own. Instead of working for people, we were going to do things on our own terms. Ethically, creatively, and politically. So, I ask all of you here today, how do we create lasting impact in a system so stuck in its ways? And when I look back, I realized I'm no longer just holding a camera. I'm holding a mirror. And when I hold this mirror up at my community, I see resilience. I see beauty. And I see brilliance, all reflected back. And so, when they do say to you, what's next? I want to leave you with this. If they do rewrite your story, can you pick up a pen? Because the next chapter belongs to you.